Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Popcorn and Coffee Table Talk. I'm your host, Jesse. This is Jay.
Hi.
Colin in the booth.
Howdy, howdy.
We're jumping right into it. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We got more Olivia Wilde news. This is becoming a thing now.
Are you just running down? Like
I'm just naming some things off. What do you want to talk about first?
We get Brandon Fraser. We got Twerking She-Hulk.
Oh, gosh. Why don't you start there? Because I haven't seen episode 3. So why don't you just break it down?
Okay, so yeah, so basically the premise of this episode was the guy on the show that's like the womanizer who everyone hates because he like makes crude comments about women and stuff like that. He was dating this rapper, what's her name, something to Arms.
Megan the Stallion.
Megan Stallion, the Stallion. I was way off.
Rocky Balboa?
And finds out that Megan the Stallion he was dating was actually an Asgardian changeling type person who was just pretending to be Megan the Stallion. And so he like bought her a diamond ring, spent all this money, bought her cars and everything, and now is suing her for falsely like pretending to be someone else. So in the courtroom scene, then Megan the Stallion is actually sitting in the courtroom watching this court trial. Like it's a...
Okay.
Yeah. And then at the end, like she goes to She-Hulk and her office, and they start twerking in the end credit scene.
What is she?
Megan the Stallion?
Yeah.
I don't...
You said she's a changeling. Like she's,
No.
She's just a normal person.
She's a normal person. The Asgardian changeling was pretending to be Megan the Stallion.
Oh, I
They
see.
morphed into a clone,
Yeah.
essentially.
But what was it?
What was it? It was just some nasty old lady.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Asgardian?
Yeah, yeah. And then she's like trying to say like I have diplomatic immunity because I'm from Asgard, and like, I don't know.
Again, I like the concept. I like the structure. But boy, does that sound weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's so bad too.
It's not gonna last. Nobody's gonna remember.
And I
this
noticed the
when it's over.
CGI on She-Hulk in this episode was worse. Like I feel like it's just getting worse. It doesn't even look like she's... I don't know.
I'll watch it when I get around to it. Man. What is Marvel becoming? This is gonna turn into just a Marvel podcast. It seems to do that every week anyway.
Yeah.
We gotta go back to center here. I was reading an article about it's a series coming out. It's called The Listener.
Okay.
Directed by Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
I'm listening.
Yeah. And the article was talking, and it had an interview with him, which was cool. The series has I just spaced her name. From Creed and from Thor Love Ragnarok. What is her name? The woman, Valkyrie's character. Tessa Thompson. Thank you. Tessa Thompson. You showed me the picture and I got it. Tessa Thompson in it. But the movie is about a helpline caller.
Is this loosely based off The Night Listener with Robin Williams?
I'm not sure.
True story where the little boy calls into the hotline.
Okay.
And or it's not a hotline, it's a radio show that Robin Williams runs. And he calls in and he's got cancer and stuff, and he forms this relationship with Robin Williams. Robin Williams wants to go meet him, and he ends up finding out that the little boy doesn't exist. Everyone in the town thinks he exists, but he's not even a real person. And his mother, or this lady, created this fictional character, and she was the one talking as this little boy. And she always had the excuses. It's a true story. It really happened.
Well, this one centers around Tessa Thompson's character, who plays a helpline volunteer for a suicide hotline.
Oh, okay. All right.
But what's interesting and what caught my eye about the article, and I'm not 100% certain about what happened to his wife in real life. Steve Buscemi lost his wife in 2019.
Okay. And
a lot of the drama behind this was, so he was about to do this show called The Listener, and he called the hotline. He called the hotline in preparing for this show. He was writing it and he was directing it, so he's doing it. And then the article goes into how much him calling the helpline for work actually helped him in real life to get over the loss of his wife. And they were married for 31 years. I think it was 30 years, 31 years, 30 years. And that just sounds incredible to me. Wow. You know what I mean? The necessity of that type of thing, like you were just saying with Robin Williams, who was just someone who's there to listen but also then on the other side, like Tessa Thompson's character in it, like you're kind of bearing the weight of those people's burdens. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of drama there, but it's a very healthy thing, and I think that's really, really cool. And that's crazy too. The whole every element of it that was Tessa Thompson's character was shot
in 1 week
during a 1 week hiatus from her role in The Westworld.
Wow.
So I don't know how much of it revolves around her, but to think those movies and shows that are like, oh yeah, we're gonna film this in 30 days.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Isn't it though? Steve Buscemi, I've listened to a lot of interviews with him. He seems like a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
I remember listening to him because he's a volunteer firefighter, and he was filming a movie in 2001 right at 9/11, and he quit everything he was doing just to go to New York and fulfill his duties as a volunteer firefighter. Like, I love hearing stories like that.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, Hollywood people are just jerks and self-obsessed.
It's kind of funny though too. Like, you notice a lot of the guys that are in Adam Sandler's circles are kind of like that. Like, even Rob Schneider's really laid back. Kevin James.
Yeah.
I don't know about David Spade, but I've not really heard much of him outside. But even Adam Sandler, he seems like a pretty
down to earth guy.
Yeah. But speaking of that group of guys, there is an interesting story I heard this weekend or this past week. So a guy that goes to church with me, his brother was up in Chesterton last week.
Okay.
And he just stopped by Culver's to go get a Culver's burger, and Rob Schneider is in the Culver's, and he gets his picture taken with Rob Schneider.
No.
Yeah, I have a picture.
No.
Let me see if it...
Proof.
I don't want to show the picture because, I don't want it for legal reasons. But
you're going to show me the picture?
I'll show you the picture, yeah, right here.
Chesterton Culver's?
Yeah, he was just sitting.
Why was he in the Chesterton Culver's?
Who, Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
He told him, he said, I was eating Culver's, man. I want a Culver's.
But what is he doing here?
I don't know. He said he was wanting Culver's.
This is all lookalike. This is a deep fake. And I think your friend was deep fake. Not that the photo was a deep fake, but like someone in there was deep faking everyone. He's not going to be able to find it. That's how you know.
The evidence deleted itself.
Nuh-uh.
What am I saying? Show me later. Just show me later.
All right.
Rob Schneider. I'll be honest, I don't know that I would recognize Rob Schneider in person if I were to, like, just see him in an Aldi,
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like these days.
Oh. I went to the wrong one. There you go.
That's Rob Schneider. That's him. Culver's in Chesterton. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Lucky on the day. And he's by himself?
Yeah.
What kind of world do we live in? I'll tell you what kind of world we live in. We live in a world where a movie can be made about Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet. Okay? The premise of this movie. We've talked about this movie many a time. Pooh and Piglet turn feral because they get hungry. Because of hunger, they turn into feral animals, which seemingly led to the pair murdering and eating Eeyore and then preying on anyone who happened upon them. When Christopher Robin finally returns with his wife to see how his old friends are doing, it doesn't end well and seemingly won't for a group of university students. What is going on?
It's kind of like that Muppets Most Wanted. They're not Most Wanted. The Happy Time Murders.
Yeah. But this is way, way worse.
At least with those, they actually look like
puppets.
A puppet.
Yeah. Oh, they ain't gonna look like puppets?
It's literally just
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey,
bear and pig masks.
It's
not like exact look like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
and like Piglet looks like a warthog with tusks.
Yeah, it's just like a dude in a flannel shirt and jeans with a disgusting bear face.
Yes.
Oh,
can you click on that link? Look at that.
Yeah, that's the levels of terrible that we're looking at here.
Why?
How are you supposed to believe that these were once toys?
Feral animals.
And why is Piglet got the body of Pooh? Like, he looks a little heavy. Maybe it's for me.
A boy or a girl?
Piglet's a boy.
Do we know that? Look at that.
Why? So they were animals and they like morphed into humans with masks?
They turned feral.
That's the thing is like they're dolls in the show.
Yeah.
They're not even real animals.
Yeah, they're
Are
stuffed.
they?
They're stuffed animals in the cartoon show.
In the original.
Yeah.
Yes. And even
It's
growing
like
up, that's all they've ever been.
It's a Toy Story situation.
Well, this is way better.
But how are you going to have dolls become feral animals and then they're just bipedal people?
You know why? I'll
People
tell you
in
why.
masks.
I'll tell you why. Because Winnie the Pooh is public domain property and they can do whatever they want with the story. That's why. And that's what this article is talking about, because the director, after this comes out, has his eyes set on a Peter Pan movie of the same vein and a Thor movie of the same vein.
Peter Pan, though, is dark. Like, the Lost Boys are all dead.
What do you mean?
The Lost Boys, like, in the actual, like, if you think, they're all dead. Neverland is basically a place where dead people are.
It's like purgatory.
Yeah. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Peter Pan
Where
since I
all
was a
these
child. I
kids that
definitely don't know.
disappear go to a place where they don't age.
And they never grow up. They never grow up because they're all dead kids. They die.
Don't
as
ruin
kid
Peter
children.
Pan. Don't ruin Peter Pan. So what's Hook doing?
Harvesting souls. He's a Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
That works. But they were talking about wanting to make a Thor movie, even though Thor's a pretty big name. But Thor, the Norse god, story is also public domain. So they could do whatever they want with it. Like Marvel doesn't own the character.
Yeah. That one would be tough because you'd probably have more special effects you would need for all the lightning.
Nope. They're going to do it the same way they're doing it.
It's going to be just the same movie, but they're going to reshoot the scenes with the killer in it.
Yes.
It's going to be a different one each time.
It's going to be like the Shakespeare plays that Matt Damon and them all did on stage.
I tell you what, I ultimately do not care about this at all. This is not my kind of movie, but
I'm going to watch it.
we're totally going to watch it because we have to now. It comes out later this year, direct to streaming, so it's not like a movie. It's not a theater release thing, but just in light of all of our, we're always talking about Disney, we're always talking about Marvel. Let's break away and just talk about some ridiculous.
What is this going to directly go to?
I don't know.
Oh.
No, it didn't say. It's probably going
What
to be
is
like
that?
It's probably going to be like
Oh my goodness.
the Tusk 2. I saw that was coming. Did you ever watch the first one of those?
No, I never even heard of it.
Kevin Smith, you know who Kevin Smith is?
Yeah.
He directs his own movies, and he directed a movie with Justin Long called Tusks. And it came out the same time as like your, and again, I don't endorse any of these movies. It came out around the same time as like your Human Centipedes and a lot of that. So it's a body morphing movie where like a scientist takes Justin Long and turns him into a man walrus.
Ew.
And now hopefully the sequel is him releasing that walrus into the wild. Ugh.
Speaking of animals being released
We do not need to
into the
show
wild,
images of that.
Speaking of animals being released into the wild, Brandon Fraser's The Whale had a pre-screening the other night in Venice. Got a 6-minute standing ovation, and Brandon Fraser cried.
He's been crying a lot lately. He's been very moved and touched by
He's been getting
fan reactions.
tons of support from people.
Even before that, before
like
The
when
Whale.
he first started coming back to acting, he was getting a lot of support.
I don't remember. Yeah, a lot of people love. Is it Brandon or Brendan? Brendan Fraser. So to that we say, good for you. We're happy you're back. Didn't know you left, but we're happy you're back. The Whale, man. That'll be an interesting movie.
Be a great tale.
I was trying to think of a pun, but I couldn't. It's gonna. I'm sure it'll do well at like the festivals and things. That was the Venice Film Festival. I'm sure it'll be an Oscar winner for him, probably something along those lines.
Is that a straight to streaming, or is that going to get actual release?
That's an actual release.
It's not going to be in theaters long, though.
You know what movie I was reading something about today, though? It was that Danish movie that we almost watched for the Sundance.
Oh, the one with the family?
Yes, and it was a Danish movie.
Okay.
And they were being attacked by something. It's about to come out.
Is it?
Over here now, yeah.
Okay. I'd watch that one.
I would still watch that one.
Yeah.
That one wasn't in English either.
Yeah.
Again, I'm super excited to do that again.
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde having issues with Shia LaBeouf. We already knew this. He quit. She fired. I don't know. But apparently now there's stuff with her and Florence Pugh over that the Don't Worry, Darling, because she didn't want to go on the press tour for some reason. I didn't read the entire article. I don't care. All I know is people apparently don't get along with Olivia Wilde.
Harry Styles does.
They're married?
No.
Oh, I thought they were.
They're dating.
Ooh. That's weird.
She's like 10 years older.
Oh, not that bad then. She's apparently not a very nice person.
It's only like 10 years, I think.
What's enough to be weird? Why are we talking about this?
I would say
10's kind of weird.
Is it though?
I mean,
like if you're 34 and they're 44, is that weird? If they're 18 and you're 28, is that weird?
That's a little strange.
That's a little strange. I think the older you get, the less that gap makes it weird. So like if you're like 20 and they're 35, that's really weird, I would say. If you're 30 and they're 45, I'd say that's still weird. If you're 40 and they're 55, not as weird.
Age is just a construct, guys.
It is.
It's a dangerous sentence.
I don't know. I don't care. But that does lead me into my next point. I was looking for a segue piece. People don't like Olivia Wilde. That's the takeaway. Florence Pugh, Black Widow. She's going to be the lead. It's technically an Avenger team. The Thunderbolts are an Avenger team.
Oh, really?
Even though they're like, I don't know, kind of anti-hero teams.
So
they're willing to hurt people.
I'm down for that. I think more people need to be hurt.
More people need to be hurt. I'm interested to see what that movie's going to be, though. But it's just sad that the old Thunderbolt Ross won't be in it. Because he died. You had something else you want to talk about?
No, you covered it.
Other than the whale?
No, yeah,
That was the She-Hulk.
Oh, the She-Hulk. Yeah. I already forgot.
I had seen some comments on one of the clips of that, and there were so many Thanos sympathizers on that in the comments. Like, now I understand why Thanos did what he did.
Yeah,
and they're like,
because of She-Hulk.
He shouldn't have settled with 50%. He should have done everything, killed everyone. It would have been a better world to leave him alive and let him kill more, than to have to suffer through She-Hulk. So. It's definitely not well accepted by fans.
I don't think very many people. Your woke people, they like it a lot, but
I don't even know if they like it.
Yeah,
because the quality is still kind of crap. Even if it's got a lot of woke stuff in it, it's still not a good end product.
So true, so true. Subpar quality. This just shows what happens when you start to erode the story beats of the show, and then sacrificing character for an agenda.
And are we ever actually going to see Charlie Cox?
Charlie. Yes, he's going to be in the very last episode for about 30 seconds.
It's going to be the end credits.
I'm going to rant. This is my platform with the microphone in front of me. I will rant. If that's all we get, if what we get of him is what we got in the trailer, I'm going to be furious. Because they put that in there knowing that we were going to watch it for that. I'm warning you, Disney.
I will cancel your subscription.
I won't.
Why don't you just stop watching and wait for the article to come out about it, then watch it? Then you'll waste your time watching garbage until he pops in.
Yeah, but we do this. One of us have to watch it to at least comment on what they.
So we alternate weeks. And just fill each other in. So next week you
don't watch
episode 3. You watch episode 4 and I won't watch 4.
It's like a joint custody of this
series. But we're like forcing it on the other person. I don't want it.
I don't want this one.
We're not fighting over it. Ugh, guys. The Marvel, we got D23 coming up. When's that? December? November? October? September?
Is that like the new Mighty Ducks, the 23rd?
D23? Like Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
How do they get 23-sided dice?
Like
a D24 or a D23.
But there is rumor that they'll be announcing the Fantastic Four casting. So I thought it would be a good idea for us to go ahead and just do a popcorn and coffee fan casting. Who would we like to see? Okay?
Okay.
Sound like a plan, guys?
Dun 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 dun.
That was good. That was good. What was that? We just watched that episode of The Office where it's the Sweeney Todd.
Oh,
play.
yeah, and he does the
Law and Order.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm a cleaning lady.
Anyways, so how do we feel about Krasinski staying as
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic?
I like that. Yeah.
Beard or no beard, though?
I like the beard.
I like no
would
beard.
leave the beard, yeah.
Because the bearded Reed Richards in the comics only came about in the last, 5 years. That was never that way before.
You can't not have Krasinski without a beard now.
Yeah.
Ever since 13 Hours.
Yeah. Once he's bearded, he's transformed. So
All right.
he's
Bearded
gotta stay
Krasinski
bearded.
it is.
So Sue Storm will be played, let's say, Mia Wasowska.
That or, Colin brought this up earlier, Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney's the obvious choice.
So I say, you go with
Sigourney's the
Sigourney. If you
yeah.
can't get her, if she's busy with Avatar 7 or something, then you go with, she was in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She can do an American accent just fine, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, then we got Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, played by...
Steve from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Or do you do the other guy from Stranger Things? Because he was in New Mutants and he played a guy who randomly combusted into flame.
Oh, really?
That's what he played in that movie.
I think Steve's a better actor.
He's a better actor and he could play pompous a little bit better.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Joe.
Joe.
Joe Keery.
Joe Keery. Or you make such a point out of me thinking Millie Bobby Brown is such a great actor, which is not true. Let her play all the roles.
Plays all of them.
She can play all 11.
And the Silver Surfer.
Yep. All right, and then we got the Thing.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, the Thing will be
Yes.
played. I'd say Zac Efron.
We've talked about Zac Efron before.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we watched Firestarter. He's huge now.
Oh yeah.
He's so ripped. His shoulders are very broad.
Yep.
That's my qualification for the Thing.
And he needs to have the mustache too. Bring the mustache back.
Yes.
The Zac stash.
But Ben Grimm in the comics was he was a pilot, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He could do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Send him to the guys who trained the Top Gun guys for a while. He could pull it off. I really liked Miles Teller as Reed Richards, though, from that other movie. That was a garbage movie. But the castings for Reed Richards and the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, were both really good. Even Ben Grimm was played by little dude.
Yeah. Played in Defiance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starts with a J as well. Jamie
Yeah.
Bell.
Jamie
Bell. There you go. Krasinski. Wasowska. Sorry.
Efron.
And Ron. And Kiri.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's your
There you go.
popcorn and coffee fan casting.
There you go, Marvel. Take it and run with it.
Dun 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 dun. dun.
We should do, yeah, that's a new bit. Fan casting. But it's bad and it's always Sigourney.
Everything on the show is Sigourney. We've shown a lot of love for Sigourney.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, fun fact. They were back when they had decided to make come on.
I can't even keep a straight face.
I was gonna say back when they wanted to make that movie about the guy who landed the plane in the Hudson. Sully?
Sully.
It was either gonna be Tom Hanks or Sigourney Weaver.
They just call it Sigourney.
Not even the guy's name.
No. Just her.
Speaking of Tom Hanks, though, that was a complete accident segue. The Pinocchio remake,
gotta
where
make
he
it-
plays Geppetto.
Yeah.
What?
Don't say it's an accident. Make us look professional.
I'm sorry, but that was a good accident. That was a happy accident. I randomly brought up Tom Hanks. Okay, it was intentional. Tom Hanks plays Geppetto in the Pinocchio remake. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks pretty accurate to the cartoon, which is also going to involve Paradise Island and the donkey stuff. And
Is the fox in that Pinocchio, is he going to like wear a mask like the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet stuff, or is he going to just be an actual fox?
I'm assuming it's a real fox.
Okay.
Because
If
Jiminy
it's
Cricket.
Disney money, it's gonna probably look pretty decent.
Probably very similar to, hopefully, like a Lady and the Tramp style of animation.
Okay.
Have you seen Jiminy Cricket, though?
No.
This looks weird.
Who's he? Who voices him?
I don't remember. But it's fine. Whatever. But it's going straight to Disney Plus. I did read.
Sweet. When's that come out? This year?
No.
No.
I don't know. But there's two. So the Pinocchio ones. The guys who made the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, they're probably going to do a Pinocchio one because that's also a public domain movie.
Well, I thought there were 2 Pinocchio movies
There
coming
are.
out.
Guillermo del Toro's doing a stop motion one. Or a claymation. It's either stop motion or claymation. One of the two. But the stuff that's out on it, you can go look it up. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Guillermo, I was talking to Vera about Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth. Have you ever seen that movie? Do you remember when that came out? It's like 2005, I think. But it's like a Alice in Wonderland, but it's all like dark fantasy stuff.
Is it the one with David Bowie?
No, that's just Labyrinth.
Oh, okay.
Which came out in like the 80s.
What we need is another Wallace and Gromit movie.
Claymation really stopped for a while.
It did. I always liked
Chicken
it.
Run.
Chicken Run. James and the Giant Peach was kind of claymation.
Whoa, you're right. Good pull.
I'd get a remake of that one.
James and the Giant Peach.
That movie freaked me out as a kid. Like, I loved it. I would watch it.
It's kind of creepy.
But it is creepy.
I don't think I've ever seen it. They'll start hitting some of those, and I bet those will make better live actions than they did cartoons. Whereas like your mainstream animations, I think are making worse live actions. But once you hit mid-tier Disney animation, those are going to make better live action movies, I bet. Treasure Planet, James and the Giant Peach,
Atlantis
would.
That would make a
I mean, maybe they've never made one like that before.
based off of the actual like
That
Disney
movie?
cartoon. Yeah,
That would make a good movie.
yeah.
Ooh, that would be cool.
We'll have to do a fan casting for that sometime.
How do you trump Michael J. Fox?
I mean, you don't, but I mean, you could bring him back. Just
Tom Hiddleston. I do not want to watch him remake Back to the Future, but I would like to see Tom Hiddleston. Tom
Hiddleston.
No.
Yeah. Loki.
Sure, he could do it.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other one. The other Tom. Spider-Man.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Tom Holland could do it.
Yeah.
Is Back to the Future something they're looking at remaking?
It's been talked about for a long time.
I don't ever want to see that happen. But Tom Holland, I think, could play Marty McFly.
They won't allow it. They won't allow... The studio won't let anybody remake Back to the Future because it's owned by...
Universal.
Who directed that? That was a... You know who...
Spielberg.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta look it up because I don't think that's right. I think it's... You're so fast on that, Colin. Zemeckis. I knew it. Zemeckis' family won't let them remake it. And I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Mm-hmm. And he's the one who's... Even after he's dead, they won't let him remake it. It doesn't need remade. Don't do it
No.
anyway. But yes, there's been a lot of fan stuff about Tom
It is
Holland.
always interesting to see like how you would recast. Like, I could see people playing those roles now, and it would be cool to see. But
Like a Tom Holland.
yeah. But then who do you get to play Doc Brown?
Sigourney.
Fan casting. You didn't see any of that fan casting? And even the actors got behind it. Tom Holland said, I wouldn't do it, but thank you. And then they said Robert Downey Jr. to play.
Nah, he's not old enough. I would go with like a...
Gary Busey.
There you go. What you do is you shoot all of the scenes with Sigourney and Gary Busey, and you just change them out at random, and you don't explain it.
That's actually what they would do. They would do an all-female cast of it. So
Gosh,
you get
they
Sigourney
would
as
too.
Doc Brown, and then...
No, they couldn't do that. Because you can't go tell that story and make, like, the dad hit on the daughter. That's way creepier.
Oh, that's true.
That's way creepier than the mom hitting on the son.
Well, the mom would hit on the daughter. It'd be completely woke. You'd have
Boom.
lesbian. Yeah.
Ellen Page.
There you go. Elliot Page is Martina
play-
McFly.
Martina McBride.
You get Elliot Page and you get... Sorry. You get Elliot Page and then you bring in the Flash himself, Ezra Miller, and they play all the characters. And you call it They Them. Not Back to the Future. I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
Just call it Rewriting the Past.
You
and
call
then you
it...
cast all the woke people in it.
Yes. You call it Rewriting History, which is also what A League of Their Own is doing.
We know. We've talked about that.
I know. I just saw something again the other day about it. What else you been watching outside of She-Hulk?
Honestly, this week I haven't watched hardly anything. It's been a... Yeah, I haven't. We watched Rudy Friday night.
Did you?
Yeah, we watch it every year before the night.
You know what? Rudy's going to Pureflix.
Is it really?
Yeah. And so is Ours, the Mark Wahlberg movie. You remember that one? Not Mark Wahlberg.
Not Mark.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
That's a good movie, though.
It's a phenomenal movie.
And there was like no language in it.
No.
Like
That's
it was
a
clean.
tense movie.
It was complete clean. Rudy, I could see it going there. They'll have to cut out some language in it. If that's, I don't know if they
Probably.
do.
I don't know what they do.
I would assume they would cut out like the language. There's not a lot in it, but
I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
In that respect, I don't know what Pureflix does.
yeah.
What about you? Did you watch anything?
No.
It's been a busy week. I watched Spotlight with my parents because I was like, this is one that you have to watch. You know what I mean? Spotlight was about a newspaper.
Is that Ruffalo one?
Yeah. They uncovered a lot of the priest molesting kids stuff that was going on in the early 2000s, which was just, it's terrible. It's terrible. The plot is obviously, you say a movie like that's a good movie, but not because of the story. The story sucks and it's bad.
It's a well done.
But it's a very competently put together movie. It's very well made.
And the acting is phenomenal. I mean, you got Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo,
Rachel McAdams,
yeah.
Liev Schreiber. There's a ton of people in that movie. They're all phenomenal. And then the pacing's one where it's like, it really feels like it's just even keeled the whole time, but yet it's somehow weirdly building tension because of the material that it's covering.
Yeah.
So you're just like, ooh, this, I don't like this.
It had a feel, and I love the way it was shot with like the colors and stuff they used in it. But it felt a lot like Zodiac.
The cinematography was very good.
Yeah.
So we watched that. I haven't watched much else other than that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch She-Hulk this week.
That's right. You can watch it this week.
Zero context. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, nah, I don't have anything else for today.
Okay, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Yeah, go ahead, wrap it up.
All right. If you like what you hear, head over to YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Leave us comments and let us know if there's anything you'd like us to talk about. You can also check us out on Instagram. I'm at Jahaziel Good on Instagram. Jesse's at Popcorn and Coffee on Instagram. And Colin's at ColinBG on Instagram. Also head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and you can check us out there as well. So,
Thanks.
bye.
See ya.